Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at Walker Ford in sunny Clearwater, Florida, because guess what? We have it. This is not only the all-new 2020 Explorer, this one is a hybrid, limited trim with all-wheel drive. But before we dive into the new Explorer, let's talk a little bit about this SUV. The Explorer really is that meat and potatoes of the SUVs in Ford's lineup. It's been around for so many years, and with this new generation, the good news is that we have a rear-wheel drive setup on the chassis. Now, even though this one has all-wheel drive, that's actually going to change up the driving dynamics in such a good way. Plus, styling-wise, I really think they did some great things to kind of square off some of the rounded edges to make it look a little bit more SUV that people want today. Now, the one thing to be aware of, that mid-size three-row SUV segment of the market is hot as can be. It's almost too hot to handle, but Ford is trying to bring back some of the people maybe they lost to go up against the big challengers, because guess what? We have some new players, from Hyundai with the Palisade, Kia with the Telluride. What Ford's trying to do with this new Explorer is really make an Explorer that is perfect for every single budget, every single lifestyle, and every single want or need. So let's go ahead, dive into the all-new 2020 Explorer Limited Hybrid all-wheel drive. Right off the bat, love the magnetic gray. Headlight design looks sharp. You got your LED daytime running lamps, LED headlights. I love the chrome design inside. The way that they angle / cut the headlight housing integrates nicely into the grille. You drop down, and on the front fascia, look how far this extends out. It comes out very nice, gives it that muscular look. It's got a functional side air curtain, plus you have your exterior lighting. You drop down, you got a little bit of flat black. As we come across the center section on the limited trim, this is the grille that comes on that particular setup. Now, you have chrome horizontal slots, very aesthetically pleasing with some of that nice brushed aluminum look. You drop down, we have an open area underneath. Drop down a little bit more, another open area. This is all functional. Drop down one last time, you're gonna have your horizontal slots, little bit of silver, just to kind of give it that SUV look with the flat silver down there, but very nice, low and wide. And you can see some of the squaring off of some of the design. Now, when we get on the hood, I love what they've done. Two nice prominent raised lines, and then you have the U-shaped indentation. This is what needs to be done to stand out in this mid-size segment. Look at the roof on the new Explorer. Nice and flat. Really gives it a great look. Now, when we come around the bend, you do have some flat black around the fender treatment. This one has the optional 20-inch hand-polished wheels. These wheels are officially hand-polished at the Ford factory to give it that nice shine to it. If you're wondering, well, Joe, what's the size of this? A 20-inch wheel, 255 on the width, nice meaty 55 series sidewall. I love the amount of space between the top of the tire inside the fender, gives it a nice look just sitting still. We go down the side, nice and clean. No fake vents, no badges. We don't need to put hybrid all over this. You got a little bit of chrome trim inside that flat black. Gloss black mirror caps with the LED lighting. I like the gloss black on the A-pillar, that flat roof, a nice brushed aluminum raised roof rail. So many roof rails are getting flush with the body for better aerodynamics. I like the raised roof rail. It really gives it a nice overall look. Plus, it's gonna make life easy when you get the crossbars to mount your kayak, your mountain bike. Gloss black, get a little bit of chrome trim on the door handles. Love the nice curves and sharp lines as we work our way towards the rear. Great size on the quarter window, and the way they blended in with the gloss black makes it look like one piece of glass. Get to the rear, you get a nice low roof spoiler. It's got a little dip in the center section, that Explorer badge with the name stamped. It's like Zeus himself stamped Explorer across the back. This is a limited. Here's your only hybrid setup. So you got your hybrid 4-wheel drive. We drop down, you're gonna get one exhaust on each side. Remember, these are not functional out the back, they're actually functional out the bottom. There's some more of that flat silver coming from the front. Why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and see that big talking point. Let's check out the hybrid setup on this Explorer. All right, guys, we got the hood popped. I can't believe it, I'm gonna zonk it. You have a hood strut. I do love, though, that massive strut tower brace there to stiffen up the front end. Underneath that strut tower brace is a little bit of hybrid magic. So on this particular Explorer, you're looking at that 3.3 liter inline V6. This one has a V6, 3.3 liter V6. Sandwiched in between the 10-speed and the V6 is one AC motor. Combined, you're looking at 318 horsepower, 322 pound-feet of torque. It's all mated through a 10-speed automatic transmission. This can tow 5,000 pounds, MPGs, 23 in the city, 26 on the highway. It's nice, like I said, to see this flexibility with the Explorer lineup. Let's go ahead though. We talked about the numbers game with this hybrid. Let's check out that interior and see what it's bringing to the table. All right, guys, we're inside the 2020 Explorer Limited Hybrid with the 4-wheel drive. I know you're saying, well, Joe, let me hit okay on that. How much is this? MSRP is right at $55,000 for this limited trim hybrid. Let's see what you get for the money. Now, door panels, a lot of dark material, but I love what's happening. At the top of the door panel, all soft. This one has the B&O sound system with the nice aluminum speaker covers. You have that white contrast stitching that looks great. Soft material on the armrest. And then that bottom pocket down there, you could easily put a couple bottles of milk and a couple Whoppers down there. The heck with Whopper Juniors, go full Whopper. You deserve it. Soft material on the dash. I do like the shape of the AC vents. This trim is interesting. My only zonk is look at the gaps here. The fit and finish, I think that needs to be just a little bit closer, especially on the limited trim. This one has the standard 8-inch infotainment system, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. It's got the sync system, it's got navigation. Of course, it's touchscreen. You can get that 10-inch vertical. My complaint is at $55,000, it should have the optional screen on it. I am gonna throw it into reverse real quick, just to show you have 360-degree camera capability. Out back, you got your trajectory and everything. Real easy to use. You could even enlarge it that way. Nice and clear overall, even panoramic, which is great. And as you can see, anybody could do it, even me. So I'll put it back in the park. There we are once again. You got a little tiny cubby here. It's got a little removable tray. So you could put your peanuts in here or your pistachios, and then you could just clean out the tray. Nice and easy. You got your volume control, start stop button, dual climate, ventilated seats, heated steering wheel, and heated seats. So they got you covered for all the temperatures. You have some nice silver here. I love this brushed aluminum. We open up door number one. Look at all that storage in there. You could literally take a bag of Skittles, a big 1-pound size bag, dump them in there. You got a USB-C, USB, and a 12-volt. We close it up, super clean. You got 2 cup holders. You got a spot for one of those Little Debbie brownies. Hopefully you're not allergic to walnuts because they put walnuts in those. Here's your key fob. It says Ford on it, as it should. This is a Ford Explorer. Flip it around, you got remote start. You can pop the hatch. You can panic, scream, do whatever you want. Here's that rotary dial, straight out of the GT500 in your Ford Explorer. You do have a manual shift mode, electric e-brake. You have your drive modes, which I'll show you more about that when you get to the business end. Nice armrest. Interesting place for the wireless charging. My only complaint about this is what happens if you have to slam on the brakes. There goes your phone. Boom. Cracked screen ×2. Open this up. They know they should call this they should bring back the Fiesta, because there's party trays everywhere. Up front in here, you can put whatever candies you want. I don't know, put your peanut M&Ms. You're not gonna crush your nuts. You gotta place enough room in there for seriously a box of Twinkies, and there's another 12 volt. So they got you connected in this limited trim. Leather, the stitch work is great, perforated center. You got power for both the passenger and the driver. The only weird thing about this setup for 55 grand, where's my sunroof? Doesn't even have a standard sunroof, let alone a panoramic sunroof. But why don't you come over to the business end? I'll show you behind the wheel of this Ford Explorer Limited Hybrid. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. You actually have 3 memory seat settings. Here are your controls to adjust your seat, and you have that nice brushed aluminum Explorer panel down there. Steering wheel has a great thickness to it. My only zonk are the paddles. They're kind of small and they're made out of plastic. The other thing is that you do have flat black buttons. They look dated. I mean, this steering wheel is supposed to be 2020. These buttons make it look a little dated, but it is easy to use. There's another thing that's a big surprise. Limited trim, you don't get the 12-inch TFT display. You do get a TFT display, but it's smaller. It's not the 12 inches that you promised somebody. How many times have you done that before? Not me. You do have the analog tach, analog speedometer, you have a bar graph for coolant and fuel, and then watch, let me show you. You could actually toggle through information in that beautiful display there. Also, you have the driving mode. So I'm gonna hit that mode selector knob. There's normal. We could go to eco. You wanna hug a tree, hug a tree. Sport mode when you're feeling a little racy. You got your tow haul mode, and then we're gonna go back the other direction. Slippery when wet, that's the Bon Jovi mode. Trail mode, maybe you got some trail mix. Look at those are real rocks that they have in that image there. And then finally, deep snow and sand mode, which I will never see deep snow in Florida, but maybe you will. Speaking of, let's go deep into that middle row and see how much room there is for your passengers. All right, guys, third row time. Real simple, you hit the button, everything slides forward. They give you a nice landing pad. The only thing that bothers me is how far the frame comes out for the door opening, but let's see how it goes. I'm gonna go in right foot first. Ugh. All right, here we go. So I'm gonna try to slide over. The challenge is that this seat is all the way back. So if you want the seat all the way back, you're not gonna get somebody with legs back here on this side. So I'm gonna stick to this side over here. I'll put the headrests up so you can see what they look like. But not too shabby. My knees are a little high, but not as high as on the previous generation. You do have cup holders back here. The big zonk of the day, where's the USB? It's like, where's the beef? Where's the USB? I like the pocket here. You got a Twinkie pocket, a nice little Snickers. You can put a Three Musketeer and something to drink, but hey, my electronic device is dead and now I'm pissed and I got nowhere to plug it in. So that to me is a problem at $55,000. So that's a zonk. Let's check out the cargo area and see how usable this new Explorer is. All right, guys, time to check out the room in the back. Your button is right here. Nice electric assist, pretty fast on going up. Now, the good news is, even with that third row up, you're working with some decent space. 18.2 cubic feet of space. You fold everything down, you're almost to 90 cubic feet of space. Underneath here, look at the storage. If you need to hide a gift from somebody, you know, because it's better to give than it is to receive. I don't care what they say. Hide the gift back here. Don't let anybody know that this compartment exists except for you. Seats are up. To put the seats down, it's real simple. You're just gonna pull to make the headrest go down. And then we have our plethora of buttons. But before we hit any buttons, we do have a 12 volt and some LED lighting. I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna push this one in the center. Whoops, here we go. That was a little premature. There we go, look at that. No premature now. She's going all the way. So we got the seats down. The mid row is gonna fold down, and that's gonna give you that almost 90 cubic feet of space. The great news is we have the wonderful room, even with the batteries. So that's the great news, is where they're able to take the batteries, because we're working with lithium ion batteries, much smaller. We still got plenty of room. But why don't we go ahead, let's get to the best part of this Explorer. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's see how it drives. All right, guys, we're leaving Walker Ford. We're in the all-new 2020 Ford Explorer Hybrid on throttle. Here we go. 10-speed drops down. Remember, we're looking at 318 horsepower from that naturally aspirated engine and the electric motor. Very, very smooth. The 10-speed is very, very smooth with the hybrid setup, and you're gonna definitely get that quicker acceleration that's gonna get you up and running. Now, what's great is the new Explorer for everybody is rear-wheel drive. This one has all-wheel drive, so that's gonna help get the power to the ground, especially when climate changes and the road gets wet or snowy or sandy or whatever road conditions you're in. So you have that all-wheel drive capability, but the chassis itself is set up for rear-wheel drive. That really changes the whole driving dynamics of this vehicle. What's wonderful, just like a lot of other hybrids, having that battery pack actually helps with handling, because you're getting that weight lower, the center of gravity lower, and that actually helps with overall handling rather than hinder. Super smooth, seats are comfortable. I do like up front the amount of room that there is. This one, like we pointed out earlier, has the standard infotainment system set up rather than the horizontal display. Of course, in Florida, we have people that just come on over no matter what. Guys, on throttle, you can see that 10-speed drops down very nicely. We're off and running, super smooth. The transmission is super smooth. Visibility is great out front. Visibility is great out the back. I've loved the little finishes everywhere. Some of the things though have me scratching my head, like the gap between the different interior pieces. But steering wheel, good size, nice thickness. It has a great weight to it. I think it was so smart for them to go to a rear-wheel drive platform for the new Explorer. And this one with the all-wheel drive is gonna make sure, like I said, you can get through any type of road condition or weather condition for that matter. I think overall you're going to be pleasantly surprised with just how easy to drive this Explorer is, especially in the hybrid setup. So many hybrids have CVT transmissions. Nice to have a conventional, especially the 10-speed. Also, infotainment system, easy to see, easy to get to. You have the Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. You can get that larger infotainment, that 10-inch infotainment system, but then remember that changes the format of the screen to the vertical setup rather than the horizontal setup that we have with the 8-inch. All right, guys, going down this frontage road on the Radies Rides test track, super smooth. I really want to showcase the handling because I'm telling you, what they've done with the chassis dynamics in this new Explorer, no matter which trim you go with, what engine option, it handles amazing. So here we are on throttle, on the brakes. Brakes feel good. Turning is nice and crisp. Look at this. We hold the line all the way through, back on throttle. Excellent. So the combination of that internal combustion engine and that electric motor really allows us to have that extra torque right where you need it, when you need it to accelerate, and having the battery capability allows the handling to be even better. The only challenge with this Explorer hybrid compared to some other hybrids is that pure EV mode. It's very, very minuscule compared to some of the other EV and hybrid SUVs out there. But let's see how she handles once again. Very nice. Brakes feel phenomenal in this thing. Turning is so crisp. Look at this. Round and round and round she goes. Traction is all that she knows. Look at that. Very nice. A little bit of pivot from the rear of the vehicle allows you to square off the turn. And it feels good. It really does. Let me do the paddles for you if you want to use those small plastic paddles. So I'm going to downshift. You have a little tiny gear indicator at the bottom. In a second, on throttle, here we go. The shifts are a little delayed, but they're super smooth. Really, really capable package overall with this Explorer. Plus, you're gonna have all of that room for your passengers to enjoy their travel, because I'm telling you, you're gonna be passing up the fuel stations a lot more with this particular vehicle. But look at this, into this nice little bend here. Handles great. Do you need to get over? Sure. Piece of cake in this Explorer. But we're hopefully going to wrap this up now and get back to Walker Ford. I am keeping my fingers crossed that we'll make it there alive. And hopefully that you got all the great information of what this Explorer Hybrid is all about. So I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been another wonderful day here at Walker Ford. Definitely got to thank Frank Walker, Weston Walker, Tracy, Benji, Mark, Austin, Jason, Greg, the whole crew here. This Explorer, they really have done a bang-up job on the 2020, especially if you're trying to find a trim and a type of engine setup for your particular needs. This hybrid checks off a lot of boxes. I think the one thing that's going to be holding it back a little bit is that price tag, but that's yet to be determined. But if it's vehicles like these hybrid SUVs that you want to see on Radies Rides, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new and you're on your way out, hit the subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Radies Rides family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click the link in the description. Get yourself some Radies Rides merch. Got to give it up to fuel-saving Tom Moschner. You know what? He likes to sip fuel, but he also has that tripod, so the third leg really gets him a long way. Thank you, Tom, for your hard work. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.